So I'm going to make a tutorial for Skill6. First, we create a GeoNode. Inside this GeoNode, we'll use the rubber toy as our test geometry. And so first, we want this rubber toy be a flip source, so it will flow like water and drop down. So first we'll make this flip source, and we'll keep it with the flip source. Then we put down a node and name it out flip. So we go back to the objects view, and we put down a dot network. And inside this dot network, first we need 3 things. The first thing would be a flip object, and we need a source volume source. Yeah. Then we need a flip solver for to configure those two together. Connect the flip object to the first and the volume source to the last node. And then we can put down the gravity force, and we connect the gravity force and connect to the output. So now if we hit the play, it will drop down, but it's kind of weird. That's because I didn't, right here, I didn't change the source mode to the source flip, and the salt path need to be the node we just created out flip. And we hit accept. Now it will drop down like this, and we can modify the size by using the show handle tool. It's kind of large, so we can make it smaller. So next thing we're going to do is to make a smoke out of this shape. So we'll go back to the GeoNode, and just right here we put a pyro source. Put a pyro source for our smoke, and right here in the initialize we have to use the source smoke. And then so the pyro is kind of different. We need to add a volume attribute, rationalize attribute to rationalize the volume. So now we create a null, call it out smoke, and we connect it to the tested geometry. Let's see what it does. Doesn't really do anything, because I also need to add attributes here. We add a temperature. Let me go back a bit. We need to add what's that? Temperature. Yeah, we add a temperature, and it will become like a smoke. And we can add fuel, but later, but not now. And we go back into the top. So for the smoke solver, we need the 3 things. you need a smoke object, another volume source, and then we need a smoke solver for smoke. These two together, and can create a merge node to merge it together. First of all, we have to test if it's working or not. So as you can see, I think it's working. So we can merge it together and connect it. Yeah. So this is working, right? And then we'll do a pyro simulation out of this this shape. So we'll put down another pyro source, and this time we'll make it source fuel. Also, we also need a volume rationalizer, otherwise it won't work. And attribute, and create a null called out fuel. Right. We'll connect this to the Raptoid. So here we already have a fuel and temperature. So in the rationalizer attribute, we need to add the fuel and the temperature. Then in the top network, I have to create our pyro simulation. We'll still need three things. One is a smoke object. One is the volume source, right? Volume source. Oh wait, I have to set the path to the smoke part. And the pyro solver for the solver. Connect these together, and in this volume source, we need to change the source smoke to source fuel, and we need to set the path to the out fuel. We'll click accept. Here we can check the colors on, so we can see clear what's happening. Then we connect to the gravity. Now we hit the play. Oh, because why? Because the space is too small. That's why I fire it in. It's not working. Let's expand it a bit. Okay, let's see. Oh, yep. Now it's working. Let's make it bigger. So let the fire grow. Oh, wait. Let's go back to. Yep. Now I think we can close the fuel, close the like temperature. Yeah. So that's our flame. That's our flame. It's relatively simple. And we connect it to the merge once we test it. So for now we can see like there's a smoke here, and it would drop down, and also a flame. There's a lot crazy going on. Mixing, and then let's play with some particles, right? So we use the pop object for the particles. Pop object and the pop source. It's kind of different because the particle is in the pop source, and we need a pop solver for the generation. And the pop source, we don't need to do anything. We just select this pop toy, And guess if we will not use the scatter on surface, we'll use all points. And for the check. Okay, let's see what this do. Let's connect it to the gravity. See, there's a lot of points. And it will drop down like this, but we can modify it by change the attributes in the pop object. Oh, here we can change the attributes here. We can change the life expectancy to 20 because it's dropped forever, and for the initial velocity we can give it a variance to 2, so it will go like drop down everywhere instead of in a straight line. So we have this ready. We can connect it to the merge. Let's see what will happen here. There's a fire, there's a particles, there's a fluid. Okay, so there's everything. That's good. Now we want what we want now is rigid body. Let's make another geo node. Wait, let's group it first. So this is our sourcing, and this is our dynamic. So we add another geo inside of source, right? So we take a pick head here. Let's move it up a bit. Yeah, about here is good. Let's go back. Let's name it a pig. This will be a toy one. So let's go back to the top network. So let's add a RDB, right? RDB object. So for this RDB object, we want to change the salt path to our picad. Our picad is this pig geo. So just click accept, so it will turn into a picad. And for the we need to add a RBD solver for the test, right? Once these two are connect, let's test it. Just connect by connecting it to the gravity. See, it's dropped down real quick because I didn't toggle the real time. It will drop like this. So now this looks good. Now we can go back and merge it to everything. And also we, if we want to add a plane, ground plane, so that way everything will not like just drop down forever, but instead will hit the ground. Should I connect this two? So this ground plane, I need to so for this ground plane, I need to add a static solver then it will like what I call it will interact with the particles and the simulation I just created. Let's connect this to the merge. Oh, wait. Let's connect the stack this over to the and we can move it down a bit, so you'll see what's going on. What's really going on. Let's hit play. Wait, sorry. Select the output. Let's hit play. So once it hit the and remember in the merge, you need to put a static solver on the top so it will operate first. Yeah, like this. Let's see what happens. So it will hit the ground and start to be everywhere. Yep. That's right, and that's our like DOP network setup finished. And now let's go back to the geo node and so if we want to render out, we doesn't have to render the .NET. Actually, we can disable all of this and hide all of this, and we will instead create a geo. Let's note it. Dot import. Call it dot import. So for the first one, we will import the flip. Let's call it import flip. Inside this DOP network, we'll make a DOP import field. So here, the DOP network, we will select the .NET 1, which we created. For the DOP node, we will use the flip object one. And so let's choose this is a flip fluid. Okay, let's see. Yep, so it will just import it from the our DOP network, and that's our DOP flip. And we can give it a material. So go back to the object view. The render, there's a material, and now we go to the material palette. Let's choose a material that we can. So under the liquid, we can use this with the base liquid. Let's drag it into the mat. And so for this material, we'll use the base liquid, and let's expand the mat, and we choose the base liquid. So what this will do is if we want to render this thing, so in the render view, it will have the material ready. See, like this. Let's go to the 25, frame 25, and we can see that sorry, it's kind of slow. It will just flow like a liquid. Okay, let's stop right there. Let's go back. Let's do another import. Let's go back and give another geo. Oh, okay, sorry. Accidentally connected together. We do this import. Let's do import smoke. Yep, let's do import smoke. inside this import smoke, we add a top import field. So as we did before, choose the top network, and for this one, so here we have two smoke objects. It might be confusing. Let's go back. Let's go to the top network. So we know the smoke solver is our smoke, and we can change this to a smoke object. We can change this to smoke, and the pyro solver is our flame. So we will just change this to a let's do a pyro object. Okay. Now let's go back. Let's go to the import smoke. For this one, we choose the smoke as our. In the preset, we also choose smoke. Okay. So let's see. And add a material for this. Let's go to the map palette. See, zero any smoke. This is a blowy smoke. Let's drag it in and let's choose this blowy smoke. Okay. So let's see our render. Let's see. Render view. Render it. Did we choose this one, right? Or we choose pyro? Not sure. Okay, let's maybe let's import particles. Let's import the flame, right? Let's import the flame. Where's the pyro? Where's the pyro? Oh, okay. Let's import the flame. That will do. That will do. Yep. And we doesn't want this material since we already have the flame. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what will happen. Actually, it's just like a smoke, but the reason is it doesn't have a material. Let's find the flame. Let's find the flame material, and we will add this material. Let's go back to the object field and I'll do a flame. Flame. So this one we will use the flame. Let's see the render here. So there's the flame at the flame and the water. Next, so we want to import the pig. We need to let's name it import pig. Inside this pig, first we need the object merge. Object merge, and we need to go back to the pig and add a null. Call it pig out. pig geo. Okay, you can see the pig here. Just go back to import pig. So in the object merge, the object will be the pig head, and we will need to make a dot import. This dot import in the dot network, we will use the dot network one. This object map is what we want to cover it. So we want to cover the pig. Right? Pig P, or let's see what we name it. So we name it rigid body object one. Let's copy this. Pig, or you can name whatever you want. So both ways will work. We want to create a point to the represent object. And then we want to transform pieces. Definitely not this one. And for this, we want to connect the object merge to the geometry to transform, and template points to the top port. So let's see. That way, there will be a dot. Let's maximize the dot. And let's go back to the. So there's a pig. But so before we connect to the transform pieces, there's only a dot, and it will move like the It represents the pig head. So if it would be easy to simulate, because it's only to simulate a dot and then render out the pig instead of calculate everything. Right? Then okay, if we render now, let's see. Oh, sorry. Nothing come up because I didn't visualize anything. Let's visualize it. Let's visualize it. And so here we go. So that's my tutorial.